It all started with me asking the internet a very simple question. Where is the best meal you had in San Diego? And the boy who ate San Diego was born. In this series, you'll come along with me and my friends to experience the best of San Diego food. I hope. Some of y'all got suspect taste. It's gonna be fun. Trust me. Come on, let's eat. Ever since I moved to San Diego when I was 22, one of my favorite treats I've discovered here is a Filipino snack called lumpia. What is lumpia? I'm glad you asked, because this week we're going to be covering the only Pulutan bar in downtown San Diego. So come along with me and let's visit Bar-Gaslamp Lumpia Factory. Bar-Gaslamp Lumpia Factory is located in downtown San Diego. It's what's called a Pulutan bar. Think tapas, small plates, that kind of stuff. It also has the distinction of being the only dedicatedly Filipino spot in downtown San Diego, and that's pretty cool. Now, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you, as I always do, and locals know, but if you are unfamiliar or don't live here, I wanna be honest with you and tell you that the Gaslamp Quarter in downtown San Diego tends to be one of the craziest, busiest, most touristy parts of the city. Parking can be expensive and damn near impossible if you go on a weekend. But if you go on a weeknight, as we did to this visit, parking is actually pretty affordable and it's very easy. Plus, you can always hit this place up for lunch, which I highly recommend on a weekday. So don't be scared, come with us and we'll check it out. The first thing I ordered, naturally, was the pork lumpia because, duh, served alongside a sweet chili sauce. And there was no question of the freshness here because these things arrived at the table screaming hot, but very, very tasty. Crispy, savory, really nice fry to them. Very, very good lumpia. Along with my lumpia, the other small plate I ordered was the shrimp tempura. Now, I've had shrimp tempura a million times over, and it's always made basically the same way, but the way Bar-Gaslamp Lumpia Factory does it is a little bit different. The shrimp are fried just a little bit harder. It's a little bit crunchier, and I really, really loved the texture on it. And it's served alongside what's called a dragon sauce, which is this creamy, spicy sauce that I absolutely loved. I could eat a whole platter of these shrimp and this sauce. And to go along with it, I ordered a side of garlic fried rice. And this was really a standout for me. It wasn't your traditional fried rice that you would see at most Asian places. It was a lighter rice, but very garlic heavy. And if you know me, you know I absolutely love garlic. So I just could not get enough of this, and some great green onion in there for crunch. Just went really nicely with the other kind of heavier, more fried things that I ordered. Put together, really, really nice meal. Now, while I really enjoyed the food that I had at Bar-Gaslamp Lumpia Factory, I have to point out the real standout of the table, which was something that was not ordered by me. They offer something called the Pandesal Smash Burger. Now, if you're unfamiliar, Pandesal is a fluffy sweet bread that's from the Philippines. It's made with flour, yeast, sugar, oil, and salt. And they use the pandesal, which is commonly eaten for breakfast in the Philippines, as a bun for the cheeseburger. A 1/4-pound beef patty with cheese, onions, and a house sauce. Y'all, this was delicious. I have never been a big fan of the donut bun on a burger trend, like the sweet kind of breads with that. Miss me with that, but y'all, this was so good. I honestly cannot stop talking about how impressed I was by this burger. It is worth visiting for that alone. Overall, cool vibe, great small plates, great food, really unique cheeseburger, definitely worth visiting. Now, for some of my locals, I know some of y'all are very averse to going to downtown San Diego, especially for just a place to eat. But I want to tell you, if you live here like I do, you'll realize that you wind up in the Gaslamp Quarter more than you realize you do. I actually had jury duty a few months ago and wound up there by accident. There's a lot of times that you'll just wind up being in this area, and if that's the case and you want something to eat, definitely go to Bar-Gaslamp Lumpia Factory. And if you're visiting San Diego, I'm going to insist you visit it because, first of all, you should definitely get a taste of our amazing Filipino food that we have in this city. This is a really good representation of that, and it's also an incredibly unique experience and a really fun place to grab a drink and have that cheeseburger. So that was my experience at Bar-Gaslamp Lumpia Factory, but now it's time to talk to the rest of the group. Let's all head on down to Uptown Tavern in the heart of Hillcrest and get our thoughts out. Before we get started on our discussion about the visit to Bar-Gaslamp Lumpia Factory, I want to take a moment and give a big shout out to our very gracious hosts for tonight's recap recording, Uptown Tavern. Located in the heart of Hillcrest, Uptown Tavern is your home away from home in the community. Whether you're looking for a great place to hang with friends over some cocktails and delicious shareable plates or a wild weekend outing, the staff at Uptown Tavern has got you covered. You can experience everything from the intimate setting of their Aero Lounge and private bar, or throw down on the dance floor with great DJs in the main bar on the weekends. Unwind after a long day at work, catch the big game, or host your own private event. Uptown Tavern is the home away from home and family you've been looking for. Now, we went to Bar-Gaslamp Lumpia Factory. For those listening, you might not be aware, if you are not from Southern California or you don't know anyone who's Filipino, what lumpia is. So let's just get that right out of the gate. So lumpia are a type of spring roll that can come from Indonesia and the Philippines. They are paper-thin pastry rolls that can house sweet or savory fillings. And while they certainly can be a center of the plate meal, they're usually enjoyed as an appetizer or a snack. They can be served fried or fresh. In Indonesia, they were brought to that region by early Chinese settlers, you will find lumpia as street food, whereas in the Philippines, they're enjoyed as a celebration staple. It's like party food. There are roughly a gazillion varieties of how you can prepare and fill them. All I know is they're delicious.
Yeah, honestly, lumpia was one of the greatest discoveries that I made when moving to Southern California. It was nothing I'd ever heard of living in Virginia. But when I came to Southern California and somebody hit me at a lumpia, it was like my mind was blown and I was forever changed for the better.
And one of the things that's really interesting about tonight's panel is that none of us are San Diego natives. We are all transplants, all from the East Coast. This was not the first time any of us had had lumpia. Does anyone remember their first experience with it? Because I know mine.
I can't give you an exact date or anything like that. I just know that it was a whole lot of what's lumpia and a whole lot of just wait and that whole. I just remember when I tasted it, it was like everything that I had been waiting for up until that point in my life had now been fulfilled. I'm a big fan of egg rolls.
Yes.
And this is something that it's like an egg roll, but it's like next level.
Well, and more specifically for me, and I don't know, other people may differ on their opinion, but to me, the texture and general taste of lumpia is giving East Coast egg roll.
I can see why you'd say that, because a lot of times when you have the dipping sauces that traditionally come with lumpia are very reminiscent of duck sauce, which is very East Coast egg roll. When a lumpia is made correctly, it actually tastes nothing like an egg roll. You can see that there's an influence from an egg roll, mainly from the shape and ingredients, but they do something in there much different that just gives this more vivid, vivacious flavor than an egg roll. Egg rolls are quite lovely. A lumpia it's lusty, it's salacious. Lumpia goes there.
And brings a friend. And now, David, I know you can't really eat lumpia anymore, being gluten-free.
Right, but I have. And when you mentioned East Coast egg roll, when I think of an East Coast egg roll, I think of that like bubbly texture to the wrap.
Yeah, they're fried a little harder.
But yeah, is that what it is? Because the lumpia are fairly smooth. And they don't have that bubbly texture, so that's a big difference between an egg roll. Egg roll, obviously, way thicker. And I do love lumpia, and I have had a lot of homemade lumpia before I became gluten-free. And yeah, no, I really love it.
Crush a whole
fantastic, yeah.
One of the things about San Diego is that we have such a strong Filipino community here. There are a million places in the city that you can go and get lumpia and so many other delicious Filipino dishes. But what makes Bar-Gaslamp Lumpia Factory special is that they are the only Pulutan bar in downtown, and basically what Pulutan is it's the Filipino equivalent to like a Spanish tapas bar. Small plates. And it's Filipino owned and operated, and it is in the Gaslamp quarter, and to me, that is kind of the coolest and also worst thing about it.
Yep.
Because for those of us who live in San Diego, the Gaslamp quarter is the heart of downtown San Diego. It is in the gas-lampiest part of the Gaslamp. And if you've ever been down there on the weekends, it's rough. On Padre games, it's really, really bad. During Comic-Con, it is the 7th realm of hell.
Impossible.
And when we say rough, though, I know there's some people living in LA and they're like, do you mean the jungles? No, we mean rough, like it's congested.
Yes.
It's a lot of people around.
I feel like 90% of the problem is parking.
Yeah.
If you're gonna Uber down, go for it. Have drinks, go to Lumpia Factory, it's a great idea.
Well, and for me, we went on a weeknight, and that was a really important choice because it is catty corner from the parking structure at Horton Plaza, which I call the abandoned haunted house of 90s malls. But the parking structure is still there while they reconfigure that space, and you can pay to park there. But we found street parking. I think everybody did.
Nope.
Oh, where'd you park?
In Horton Plaza.
Okay, how much was that?
Too much.
Oh, no.
Can you, for the benefit of the listeners, please give us the deets?
I was there for about 2 hours.
Okay.
And it was $20.
Okay.
That's a lot.
That is a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll say.
Noted. So maybe Ubering is the way to go. But once you get there, there's a lot worth seeking out as far as I am concerned. So let's talk about the food. Durwood, you had the chicken lumpia.
That is correct, yes. I actually didn't have the same issue with the temperature that you did.
Okay.
Once mine hit the table, I was able to dig in. But part of that may be I was just really excited to jump into this lumpia. I really love lumpia. And so I really wanted this lumpia badly, and I dove in head first. I really enjoyed the dipping sauce that it came with. I will say the overall taste was slightly underwhelming, but it's lumpia. So it's kind of like the way I feel about pizza. It's hard to have really bad pizza.
Oh, I disagree.
Anyway.
Yeah, go back to the episode about the friendly. We have a whole discussion about loathsome pizza.
I disagree. Anyway, but yeah, so it didn't blow my skirt up. Actually reminded me of egg rolls that I've had at other fast food Asian influenced restaurants that are popular with Chinese animals as their mascot. Anyway, so yeah, but you know, it was all right.
Okay, for me, I felt, again, like it wasn't spectacular lumpia, but I would have no problem sending somebody to this place to have lumpia for the first time. Like, I felt it was a great representation of what lumpia is.
Because lumpia is so cultural.
Yeah.
If I want somebody's first experience to be homemade lumpia by somebody's grandmama. Now,
Or
outside,
Lola.
yes. Now, outside of that.
Lola, excuse me.
Yes. Outside of that, to get somebody's toes wet into the lumpia pool, yeah. Lumpia, I think Gaslamp Lumpia Factory is a good place for that. Kind of give them the idea of what lumpia is, what it's supposed to be, that whole kind of thing. And then, you know, then they can maybe go to a Filipino house party and have their socks blown off by that lumpia.
Gaslamp Lumpia Factory isn't just lumpia. They have several other dishes on the menu and a lot of rice dishes. And David, you had the Kahlua pork with pineapple over jasmine rice.
I did. It was very good. The pork was flavorful. It was a large portion. The rice was really well made, and chunks of sweet pineapple really gave it a nice burst. But one of the things I felt about this restaurant was that was nice, but there was no vegetable or really side to it, and
It's small plates.
but the small plate cost $14. To me, that's not a small plate cost. I would have liked to have had, like, there was a soup on the menu, but there was no option to get anything. You couldn't get a cup. You had to get a bowl of soup. There were a couple of small things, but for the most part, things seemed to be entree sized. And even though it wasn't entree size and I really liked it, I felt like I would have liked to have more smaller plate, smaller price options to go with it.
But you enjoyed what you had.
I did. I really liked what I had. And yeah, it was tasty, and the pork was delicious.
Durwood, you had the garlic fried rice with longanisa, a garlic-forward Filipino sausage with pineapple. Take us through that.
It was lovely. The way the flavors all kind of melded together was great with that savory pork, sweet pineapple over the rice. My only thing, I wish there would have been even more garlic, but I'm like really heavy into garlic. So if there's like, I think if there's enough garlic for normal people, for me, I don't taste it, but that's just a me thing. Also, it was a garlic fried rice bowl, but the texture of the rice was more like a steamed rice, and I would have liked it to have been a little more like a fried rice. I guess maybe it's a particular kind of fried rice that's referred to in Filipino culture. I was expecting more like, I think, a fried rice that we get at like a Chinese food restaurant. Maybe that's on me, but I think I would have liked it with more of a fried rice texture in that way.
I'm right there with you. I was expecting more of a traditional fried rice. I'm actually glad that it didn't turn out to be that, because with everything I had, it was a lot of fried, it was a lot of heavy. I feel like if I had everything I had with like traditional conventional fried rice as we normally know it, it probably would have been too much.
Did you have pineapple in yours?
I did not.
Okay, so I did. I think with the moisture from that pineapple, I think probably lends itself better on a fried rice, more of a fried rice than what I had. So yeah, not that again, it was still good. I would love to see it with a more of a fried rice texture though. I think it really would have popped that way.
I tried Anthony's garlic rice, and I kind of disagree, because I thought it was seriously strong in garlic. In a very good way. I liked that it tasted strongly of garlic, but I didn't feel like it was, yeah, I felt like wow, that's a strong flavor, and I really liked it. But I agree with you that a fried rice option on the garlic fried rice would have really been nice.
Yeah, I'm a bit of a garlic fiend though. Like when I cook for people, I often get comments, "Oh, that's garlicky," and I'm like, "Oh, I was afraid I didn't put it in enough." So that's a me thing.
I love something garlicky, but I thought that this rice hit the mark with being garlicky enough.
When it comes to the garlic, too much is almost enough. I have it in my veins. I'm Italian and Sicilian. You can't stop me. In addition to great Filipino food, there is also a selection of drinks at Gaslamp Lumpia Factory. I'm a little ashamed of myself that I did not get a cocktail, because we got up to the counter to order when you get there, and I couldn't find a drink menu fast enough, and my indecision paralysis took over, and I didn't get a drink. However, David ordered the Papapili Mai Tai, which was gold rum, sweet citrus, pineapple, and orange juice. How was that?
Well, I'm glad you got to try my drink.
Yes.
The rum is not rum. It is the thing that people use in a drink when they don't have a full liquor license. I think they just had beer and wine, so I think it was like that.
Like a rum extract?
No, it's like that rum they make from like sake or something. It's similar, but it's not. I don't think it was rum.
To me, it tasted a little weak, but I don't know if it was a weak pour or the fact that I am a homosexual and spend most of my time in gay spaces where we pour like clinical depression.
Yeah, it was a tasty drink. It just didn't taste much of alcohol. It was very pretty flour in it, nice fruit in it. It was a pretty drink. It tasted good, but yeah, no buzz whatsoever after having that.
I thought the drink was weak. Am I a homosexual too?
That's for you to decide, buddy.
I have some thinking to do.
Okay. Way to catch up to the rest of us.
I did not, actually, no. I just know far too often I've had drinks that I felt were too weak, and now I have to take a look at my own sexuality.
That is between you and your therapist.
I'm gonna say the gay bars in Hillcrest spoil us, because they really know how to pour a drink. If you go to the Gaslamp, you're not expecting to get a strong pour or a strong drink or a large drink in any which way. It tasted good, it just was not especially strong.
For the overall experience, for me, I really enjoyed what I had, and I don't know that I would make it a point to travel to the Gaslamp Quarters specifically to go to this place. However, I, like many people who live in San Diego, more times than not, these incidents will come up where you find yourself downtown.
100%.
Frequently. Would we go back?
I mean, yeah, if I have a reason to be in the Gaslamp, I definitely will go back there. The whole parking situation I spoke of earlier really did a number on me, but if I am back in that area, yeah, I'd definitely go back again.
I very much appreciate it as a person who's gluten-free that their menu called out what was gluten-free, but the choices weren't that many and it wouldn't motivate me to go back, and especially I don't love being in the Gaslamp.
Right.
But did I find myself in the Gaslamp? Did somebody say, let's go to this place? Sure. I like that I know what my options are, it's clear, and the food was really good.
And there you have it. If you know of a great spot in San Diego you think I should try, go ahead and send me an email at theboywhoatesandiego@gmail.com, or you can link to one of my socials, which will be attached to this video. See you next time.